Retired General Philip Breedlove, former NATO Supreme Allied Commander. Sir, thank you for your time. You were stationed at Ramstein in Germany. Poland's offering to send the jets there. Is that the best resolution we can come up with?
First of all, I think that we heard pretty good explanations from the State Department and from Jen about kind of how the situation is played out. Of course, the best way would be just to hand these directly off to Ukraine. But I think that Poland, who is a magnificent ally and doing incredible work here, was looking for a way to speed it up. And so I don't think there's any purchase here to try to interject into the conversation other than to say that if Ukraine still wants them and needs them, we should look for a fast way to get them
Figure
there.
out a way is what you're saying. Here's what Jen Psaki was asked about it just last hour, General. Watch.
Carting them down the street, I think, is not as easy as you may think it is. Planes, if they have to be taken apart and put back together, you have to have people who are able to put those planes back together. You have to ensure that they can be safely moved through the course of a contested country, or not, a country where there is a war going on.
What did you think of that response? Carting them off down the street sounded a little bit flippant. How did you read it?
I think that the smart people that we have doing this business in NATO, in the U.S. Air Forces in Europe, my old headquarters, if we make a decision to do this, we can find a good way to do it.
Yeah, just look for the creativity. Your position on the no-fly zone has changed. We're talking about a no-fly zone for the humanitarian corridors, wherever those corridors would be established. How do you think we could do that with Russian airplanes in the air at the same time?
Well, there are people out there that are opposed to this, obviously. And we are trying to put a growing group of people now are trying to put some options on the table. Right now, we seem to be focused on sanctions and resupply. And we're proposing things that could help Ukraine more directly. Now, we've been very honest from the very beginning. This is not done without risk. I think there is a sort of a misnomer out there these days that we think we can get through the rest of this operation without risk. And I don't think that's a good state of mind. Mr. Putin is getting increasingly frustrated every day with what's going on. And I think risk is rising. So right now, looking towards a humanitarian no-fly zone is really evaluating what the increased risk is beyond where we are now.
So when you talk of risk, you think about the obvious here.
Well, there's
American and Russian fighter jets going at it with each other, and how does Putin react to that? And would that draw other governments into this conflict?
It very much could. Again, we're being intellectually honest about what this entails, but we're trying to look at what you just showed when you started your show. We have Russians bombing maternity hospitals. This war is taking a very brutal turn. And what is it? Or what can we do? What thinking is being done to address how we affect support to these humanitarian relief corridors and all the humanitarian needs that are just starting? Wait till the bombing and indiscriminate shelling into Kyiv starts.
General, thank you for your time today. We'll see what we hear from the Pentagon. Yes, General Breedlove, thank you.